time for the Hall of Fame part of our production this evening.
Yes.
And thank you, Julie. Julie Bruno, ladies and gentlemen, get to know her. So again, seniors and underclassmen that are currently at the station, the beauty of tonight and every banquet is the reminder that we are all the same. And where you might look at this collection of elderly people and be terrified, we were as you are now. And as I bring to the stage our first introducer of the inductee, this is a gentleman that you want to get to know because he was a high school intern when he walked into the doors of WJPZ, the Pride of Cicero. He then went on. It's on a special skills section of his resume, Pride of Cicero. I'm making it up. So he's crisscrossed the globe going in and out of radio and has been inducted into the Hall of Fame himself. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to give a warm welcome to your friend of mine, Mr. Dan Austin.
Due to time constraints, I was limited to 8.9 seconds. Radio.
Gotta love it, baby.
All right, let's loosen this up here a little bit. Hello, broadcasters. First of all, I'm thrilled to share in this evening and moment, to take a few minutes, brief moments, to introduce our newest member of the WJPZ Hall of Fame. When I got the call a few months ago with the exciting news, I was instantly thinking of that moment, this moment tonight, when Jeff would take the stage and be recognized by all of you for his selfless devotion to WJPZ all these years. Words really, truly can't describe how elated I am for my best friend for this final moment. Just so you know, and Jeff, to put your mind at ease, this is an audio-only intro. There will be no props, no PowerPoint. It's all about theater of the mind. This is radio.
Right.
It's radio. This is an intimate moment to celebrate in Jeff's achievements here with WJPZ and our Alumni Association. So let me tell you a little bit about Jeff Wade. J.R. Styles, as his on-air handler was. Hailing from Rhode Island, but bleeding orange since he set foot on the Syracuse campus. Jeff's accomplishments and impact on WJPZ really would take until beyond halftime tonight to really do justice. But seriously, this man has done more and so much for all of us to celebrate. Every one of us in this room has been touched by Jeff Wade. By his tireless efforts, either during his tenure at WJPZ or his time on the board for many years, and also serving as our president for the WJPZ Alumni Association. Jeff is too humble to take credit for all that he's done, and one of the things that I'm sure most of you know and admire is his sense of responsibility, his duty and his devotion to WJPZ. His incredible work ethic, constant teaching and mentoring, as a lot of you in the room can attest to tonight, is just a starter for his recognition. Jeff was a leader at the station from his on-air work to his time as program director, and a lot of jobs and a lot of time in the halls of Watson Theater in between. So where to start with the stories of my time with Jeff Wade and the time that we've all shared? So many. This is where Jeff is still nervous. I had the opportunity to speak at Jeff's wedding, but this is more fun. All right, little known fact, if it wasn't for Jeff Wade, I don't know that I would have survived my early tenure at WJPZ as a struggling, starving high school and college student here at Syracuse University. Jeff saved my life by surviving on the Monopoly game at McDonald's while we lived in a squalor apartment that's no longer there, across from Watson Theater. Thank you for the upgrade, Syracuse University. But that moment, it wasn't about where we were staying, it was about where we were going. And it was about the time that we spent to keep the station on the air in the summer, when a lot of people went home to families, went on to internships, went on to great jobs. But that was the commitment and dedication that Jeff had to WJPZ. Jeff and I, and many of our class, took incredible risk in launching 89.1 The Pulse back in the 90s. Following trends and research at the time, we charted a new course and a new chapter for the station. I was thinking about this when I was talking about the speech tonight. And what makes WJPZ the greatest media classroom on earth is that a bunch of 18, 19, and 20-year-old students could dream up and execute this type of plan and have the experimental opportunity and take chances and do something like this. It just doesn't happen. This is really sacred real estate to be able to try new things and reinvent yourself. And everybody in the room has had a chance to experience that. The current students to alumni, we've all had the chance to be able to be a part of something really special and really magical. It wasn't without criticism and it wasn't without huge fans, but I watched Jeff work with our team to calmly and effectively exhibit his leadership and lead the programming efforts for WJPZ during this time. And that calm and effective leadership is something that Jeff has always exhibited in his time, whether he was leading the station or he was leading the Alumni Association. Since being on campus, Jeff's contributions have been even further reaching, and we've experienced many of these this weekend. The fall conference, the Friday conference have flourished since the time of his leadership on the board and as president. The very honor he receives tonight, the Hall of Fame, wouldn't have been possible without Jeff's vision and his leadership and his ability to bring together the board and the Alumni Association and see the future that we're experiencing right now. Jeff lives for coming back to campus. Pretty much everybody in the room knows that. As we all do. It's a chance for us to connect and reconnect. Jeff's always giving. He's always a quiet and humble leader. He truly combines the values of WJPZ and pays it forward year after year. So to close up this intro and to hit the post, since this is radio after all, let's do a countdown. To close, here's my 8.9 Jeff Wade WJPZ moments, past and present, to share with you. 8.9. Watching Jeff impart his knowledge and passion to students for the past 20 years, from air checks to music knowledge, career advice, keeping the legacy of WJPZ alive for decades to come. He's done it through moments, one-on-one, with just about everybody in this room. Number 7. Living in the now long since gone apartment across from Watson and WJPZ, where we spent the summer keeping the station on the air and doing radio magic, as we all know and love. Number 6, little known moment, Jeff's concert debut at the original Chuck's, where Jeff may have sung Billy Joel's Piano Man a full verse behind the entire night. Number 5, live broadcast radio at its finest, driving down 690 to make sure that a New York State Fair broadcast went flawlessly with a giant table sticking out of my back window. It's what you need to do to make the magic happen. Number 4, when Jeff got the Hall of Fame, this very award that he's receiving tonight, from idea to action, and really enhanced the legacy of what we know so many great broadcasters have done for WJPZ, both in the past and looking at the list tonight, it's an impressive list, and there's a lot of people to come. So congratulations to you, and congratulations to Bob, who will be up here on the stage momentarily. He's a name we all know, and it's an honor to be able to see you both on stage here tonight. Number 3, launching the pulse, the creativity, the energy, and enthusiasm, and the ability to unite a team and take a big-time risk. Seriously, that was lightning in a bottle, and I've been through a lot of format flips and creative ideas and changes in radio, but that's a moment in time that leadership was really exhibited. Number 2, creating Rick Wright Radio Bingo on your table. That was born from a Friday or a fall conference with Scott Meach and crew over a couple of beverages in Armory Square. And finally, number 1, meeting my best friend at Z89. And like many of us, the first time that you walked in the halls of WJPZ, you didn't really know it, but you know it tonight. It changed your life forever. Lifelong friends have met at WJPZ. Families have been born at WJPZ. And it really is about the brotherhood and sisterhood that we are all a part of and celebrate. So please stand and give a major market radio round of applause to our esteemed broadcaster and friend, Jeff Wade.
off, I want to recognize a couple of people. My fellow inductee tonight, Bob Flint. Bob will probably have the story told during his intro, but the guy literally MacGyvered the radio station on the air when the university ripped the transmitter out of Day Hall. If anybody deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, that guy deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations, Bob. I want to thank the Alumni Association for this great honor. It's tremendous. I want to thank the folks who put this event together. Josh and Dina and Eileen, where are you? You're way back there. Eileen, you did a perfect job. Thank you. I want to thank Sam for. It's such a pleasure to meet you, and I'm so happy that the radio station is under your leadership. You're terrific, and I think you're gonna do good things. And I was glad that you figured out that if you go to Fagan's before 9 o'clock and try to have some dinner, you can stay there until 1 in the morning. I learned that lesson myself during a banquet, so I'm really glad that the tradition is passed on. Thanks to Dan for your kind words. I was proud to induct you to the Hall of Fame 3 years ago. You're a friend, and you've been my right hand man for my 20 years. You were best man at my wedding. I was best man at yours. That's true. It's true. I'm so grateful for all you've done for me. I love you. You're my best friend. I'm honored to be joining such an amazing group of people already in the Hall of Fame. What makes this so special to me is that it's an award given to me by my peers, people I know, I respect, and I love. Normally when you're up for an award in the industry, let's say it's the AP Awards or a State Broadcasters Awards, what happens, for those who don't know, you get to submit a tape. And usually it's a short piece that's representative of your work that you can manipulate a little bit to edit the flaws out. Not that I've ever done that. That tape usually gets swapped with someplace halfway across the country, like Baton Rouge or Montana, and you're usually just hoping some snobby NPR guy doesn't get a hold of it and not give the award to you and give it instead to the local guy who does an exhaustive history of bottle caps expose. No disrespect to NPR, but they do that a lot. The WJPZ Hall of Fame's not like that. It's judged by people who in some cases know you better than you know yourself. You can't edit out your flaws, mainly because they've seen them up close for years. But these people are also extraordinarily talented. They're doing amazing things in our industry every single day. For these amazing people to see something in me that makes them think I should be part of this group, that is something really, really special to me. For me, it validates all the years that I put into tiny radio stations, big radio stations with owners who are doubling as engineers, who demand you drive them up a mountain road in a snowstorm to the transmitter site because they're too drunk to do it themselves. Which actually happened to me, and it was the scariest ride of my life. But I survived, and I guess I'm a better person for it. The lesson was don't work for crazy owners who are too drunk to drive themselves to the tower when there's a problem. And I've had a lot of success. I've won some awards. I've been quoted in magazines. I've interviewed everybody from Lenny Kravitz to Bernie Sanders. It's a wide range. But this is the honor that tells me I've really accomplished something. I say that because for everything that I've done in the industry, it's my relationship with WJPZ and the Alumni Association and the work that we've done to promote WJPZ and radio as an industry. I look out at the room tonight and I see so many people I've watched grow up and succeed. Harry Waring. He went from an enthusiastic attendee to my Pulse music meetings to programming a great radio station on Long Island, WHM. It's a fabulous talent. John Ye. I hired him at WPRO with Providence because I wanted to give him the chance to break into the industry that he so desperately loved. And he ended up being a major market talent in Detroit and New Orleans. I'm so proud of him for that. Josh Wolf, who I met at the very first fall conference, and who I distinctly remember being very dismissive of the Clear Channel at the time. And of course, where does he work now? He works in Phoenix for iHeartMedia, which is former Clear Channel. So I'm glad you came around. Ralphie, where are you? My man. Ralphie Aversa, who during an air check early in his WJPZ career, I strongly recommended not to include a talk break where the word vagina was prominently featured. He apparently took my advice because now he's killing it on PLJ in New York and also on my hometown station at WPR in Providence. So just amazing talent. Jeff, where are you? My friend. He's a Locke winner. He got featured in the New York Times last year for recruiting Coach Boeheim. His work at Syracuse.com is my show prep. Kevin Rich, crushing it in sales in Albany. Alex Silverman, who between him and Tex have done so much for the station, both with this impending transmitter power increase, but all the work they've done in engineering. They've done so much that makes me so proud. Their success is all their own. I'm not trying to take credit for any of that. But I do firmly believe that the power of WJPZ and the WJPZ Alumni Association helped give them opportunities that they might otherwise never have had. And if my work while on campus or as a board member and president of the association helped them in any way, that above all, this is my greatest reward. Why being inducted into the Hall of Fame is so special to me. And that's why it's so very important that the work of the Alumni Association must continue. The fall conference, the Friday conference, networking with students, coming back here to Syracuse every winter, and being examples to young broadcasters. It all matters. It all matters. The people I mentioned and so many others have here and around our industry are the proof. Our industry is in a constant battle to recruit and retain talented young broadcasters, and some of our industry's biggest companies are working against us because they've got the best interests of the boardroom at heart and not the talent or the audience. They're not thinking about who's going to be the next great morning show talent. They're not thinking about who's going to be the next great news anchor or the programmer. That's why we have to continue to be an advocate here. Why we've got to cut through the messaging that suggests that radio's in decline. We all know that's not true. It's not. The more young broadcasters we deliver that message to, the brighter the future of our industry and the stronger our Alumni Association becomes. I hope that as a member of the Hall of Fame, that I can continue to be a voice to encourage and cultivate the next generation. I have 3 thoughts that I want to close with, things that I think are very important for anyone trying to succeed, and maybe the WJPZ Hall of Famer themselves. Number 1, love what you do and do what makes you happy. Do not do something just because it pays you more money. Don't do it for a fancy title. Don't do it because you think it's what your parents or your friends want you to do. Whatever you decide to do in life, make sure it's something that makes you happy and excited to face the day when you wake up in the morning. Some days are better than others, for sure, but the day you wake up and you're dreading the day ahead is the day you need to find something else to do with your life. Do what makes you happy. I have, and it's rewarded me immensely. Number 2, do not be afraid to take a chance. I was 19 when I sat down across from Dan Austin in the old Haven Dining Center. I said, I think I want to try something different at the station. That was the beginning of the idea that became the Pulse. It was scary, it was a huge risk, and whether it was the right decision or not, it's not even the point. The point is, I trusted my gut, and I stood my ground when it got tough. Without that decision, I'd never had the guts to leave music radio and try my hand as a talk radio producer. Without the Pulse, I'd never had the courage to leave everyone I knew behind and move to Portland, Maine to manage a radio station. Without the Pulse, I'd never met my wife. Or have a beautiful, sweet daughter who turned 4 last month and calls me, who calls me little daddy when she sees me on TV. So the point is, trust your instincts. Believe in yourself. It's a hard lesson to learn, but once you do, it will open up doors you never thought possible. Number 3, and this is something that I want to address the first time Banquet attendees and maybe those alums who are just starting out in their career. Hold on to the friends you make here at WJPZ. Hold on to them tightly. All of you here tonight, you're not just colleagues, you're family. You're family to me. It's so rare and so special to be alongside so many people who share that love, that passion for broadcasting. Alumni like me, we don't come back here just to pretend we're college students for a couple days, although last night a lot of us did. Not well. We come back here because this is our home, and this is our family. WJPZ is what made that possible. My best friends in the world are in this room tonight. They've been there for me through good times and bad. I've tried to be there for them. Everyone needs people like that in their lives. The ones that understand you, even if you haven't talked to them for months. The ones you can have an in-joke with 20 years later, like damn near 50, with Bob Brown, and still get a laugh. That's the stuff that matters. I'm forever grateful for WJPZ and the Alumni Association for making that happen. I hope it happens to you too. Thank you again for this great honor. I'm proud to go back to work next week with this trophy and display it on my desk. And when my coworkers say, hey, does that mean you're in the same Hall of Fame as Bob Costas and Mike Tirico? I'm going to say, nah, that's the other station. This one's way better. I want to paraphrase my professor, Dr. Rick Roosevelt Wright.
Love you, Jeff.
I love you too, Rick. God loves Syracuse. God loves WJPZ. And I love all of you. Thank you again. Let's go Orange.
Jeff Wade, ladies and gentlemen, your newest WJPZ Hall of Famer. Jeff, is that your daughter?
I don't know who that is.
Does anybody know who this lady is? Jeff has his heart out of his chest, and this little girl is really indifferent. Congratulations, Jeff Wade.